Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of Talks Hit. It's your boy, Manny Fresh, and I'm here with the Hitman, Ash, the Hitman Vega, and also KF motherfucking T. But we have special guests today. We have plural guests. We have the brand new JCW Tag Team Champions, the Backseat Boys, in effect. Yeah, that's what's up. And then we have also, let me say his name right, the Obsession, Caleb motherfucking Conley in the house, who is the brand new, what is it again? American Championship?
That's right.
Yes, right there in the background, representing that strap. And we have none other than the JCW commissioner himself, Violet motherfucking J in the house.
What up, y'all?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about.
So check it out, guys. First and foremost, we want to thank you guys for making time for coming out to this event, you know what I'm saying, with us. And we just want to have some fun. Let's start out with the brand new American champion, if you will, or the commish. If the commission's got some knowledge,
the commission wants to start off with a question for Caleb Conley.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How many belts do you got? Name these championships. I seen this picture of you earlier today. You had like six different title belts on you. Are you currently holding all those belts?
Currently, I am the American Juggalo champion. I am also the the next gen Eastern States champion, and I am also the FSCW multiverse champion. I think that's all right now.
Damn, brother.
Damn.
What the fuck?
How come you don't do the Ultimo Dragon and wear them all out to the ring?
I was gonna say that.
Grow up like Ultimo Dragon, all.
That's the shit, brother.
No,
It's hard to travel with that many belts.
I hear you.
I gotta get
Especially that American belt. That belt behind him, you guys, is honestly the heaviest belt I've ever held.
oh shit.
Out of any promotion anywhere, that belt is heavy as fuck. And we got the women's belt being made, right?
Oh,
and we tell the manufacturers, don't make it that motherfucking heavy. That
down on the weight.
It's like 75 pounds, man, that fucking belt, man. When I was showing off the day Caleb won it at Lunacy at the Battle Royal, you know, I was showing it to the four sides of the ring and shit, and I was just like, fuck, man, this motherfucker's heavy, you know what I'm saying?
That's why they gave it to you, Caleb.
That's right. It's a workout in itself, you know what I'm saying?
I was back here bench pressing it earlier.
And you know, I'll tell you guys
right there.
I'll tell you guys something, piece of lost freshness, could have, should have type of deal, but we actually had a match, not signed, but about to be signed for Devil's Night, which is our pay-per-view October 30th, right, from Detroit.
Okay.
And it was gonna be actually it was gonna be Matt Cross versus Matt Cardona.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And I was talking to Matt Cross, and he was like, I've never wrestled him. He was excited, you know what I'm saying? And but the match only existed for an hour because Matt Cardona said he can take the booking, and it was on, and we started putting the match together and getting ready. And an hour later, he called back and he said he can't do it because he won't be back from Hawaii in time. You know what I'm saying? Like he just missed it by like an hour or something. So it ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, because he spoke very highly of him, of Cage, man, when he was commentating with us. Yeah. Man, he had talked about how he never had a chance to step in the ring with him, but he's known of him for years and known of his accomplishments, man. And so he had talked about that that it would be a crazy match.
When you put a match on somebody like Caleb Conley, I mean, we put a belt on somebody like him when he wins a belt. Your mind as a promoter, you know, my mind, it just starts flowing with all these matchup ideas, you know, possibilities. Like anytime you got a new champion, it opens the door for all types of fucking matches you never would have thought of before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until somebody has a belt. Like when Caleb won the American title, all of a sudden you start thinking about matches like Caleb versus Too Tough Tony. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And things you might not have normally thought about until he's got that gold. You know, it's the same thing with Matt Cross, you know. Like, I'm like, dang, he's a world champion right now. Who could come in and face him for this world title, you know? Because, of course, you want somebody that's a contender in JCW, somebody that's been winning significant matches in JCW. At the same time, if we could land like a Jay Lethal or a Matt Cardona to come in and fight Matt Cross, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be a dream match in itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anytime you put the belt on somebody, not only do they have a target on their back from everybody in JCW, but as the promoter, I'm looking at all sorts of possibilities. You get what I'm saying? Like it doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter if somebody like Jay Lethal has never wrestled in JCW.
Right.
I still would give Jay Lethal a title shot in JCW. You get what I'm saying? Just by his credentials alone, you know what I mean? So not only do you have this whole roster of talent, but our champions are open challengers. You know what I
Damn,
mean?
fuck yeah.
Yeah, if you
The
not
way
only
it's gotta
do we have
be.
to worry about the people in JCW, but we want to prove ourselves to other promotions as well. So we'll take their best guy and throw him in a main event with our promotion, you know, just to say we can beat your best talent type of shit. You know what I mean?
So you're saying Caleb is like a Ric Flair, right? Is that what you're trying to do? Like
Well,
anybody?
yeah, I mean, he defends the belt all over the place.
Fucking,
You know what I
that's
mean?
what's up.
Anybody,
Yeah,
anytime.
territory's coming back. You know what I mean? So
I got a question though for Caleb, if you don't mind.
All right, definitely.
Walk us through the beginning journey to that belt, to that title. You know, let us know what it took and who you had to take out to earn that title on your shoulder.
So this journey begins at JCW at the Lunacy episode 1. Just
Day one.
driving up to Ohio with nobody even knew I was really coming except for a couple people. I was a nobody. I was given an opportunity to shine. And damn it, I made a presence on episode 1. And if you've watched tonight, you know that I made a presence on episode 2. So it all started in Ohio at the first tapings for JCW Lunacy. And that's just the beginning, man.
You get on that
Every
show.
step of the way.
Was it Colt that it was Colt, wasn't it? That it suggested you?
Yeah, I think it was Cole.
Yeah, man. Look at that. And now you're the champion.
was
But
like,
yeah, Colt was like, man, you know, because we were throwing names around, putting the first TV taping together, you know, and Colt was real adamant that we fuck with you, you know what I mean? And damn, he was right, you know what I'm saying? Because this man came in and took that belt in no time, you know what I mean? And in devastating fashion at that, man. And he just defended it in a 6-way. And we were talking about that too on the Revolver show. I myself felt like that's asking a lot for Caleb to go into this promotion Revolver, right? Put his belt on the line in a 6-way scramble.
fuck yeah.
That means if somebody else gets pinned by somebody else, Caleb loses the belt.
Loses the
Uh-huh.
belt.
And he still came out victorious.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
And that shit is like, I felt like we asked too much of him that night. You get what I'm saying? As a champion, to go in there and risk losing the belt, you don't even have to be the one to get defeated. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If anybody gets defeated in the match,
It could have been the
You lose
weakest
your
link
belt.
that got pinned.
huh?
Could have been.
Could have been
But
the weakest
I
link
am
that
a
got pinned.
master of a scramble match. I've done it for years and years and years. It's kind of like my bread and butter. You might have been asking a lot of me, but I am up to the challenge. Doesn't matter if it's 5 guys, 6 guys, 12 guys. I'm going to defend this title, and I'm going to do my damnedest, and I'm going to come out on top, man. That's what I do.
You definitely showed that during the battle royal at the lunacy at the gathering, brother. When you won the strap, it was amazing. I was just like, holy shit, because they had almost the whole roster was in the ring at one time, and they had tag partners going against each other. Everybody wanted a shot at that title, and because it was a brand new title that the commissioner had just broke out. Like you said, he broke out that title that night, walked around the ring and showed the crowd, and the crowd was like, holy shit, that's a badass belt. And this young man came out with the W, man.
So it was that night that the commissioner debuted the title?
Yes.
It was that night?
It's never been it's a brand new belt, you know what I mean? And the thing was, you know, a lot of people, it's a controversial thing to give a belt up in a battle royal, but from JCW's inception, whenever a belt was vacant, you know, like tag straps or the world title or anything, we always decide it with a battle royal, because I feel like it gives everybody a fair shot.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So when we're introducing this American title to the entire roster, how do you go about that? How do you know, are you just gonna have, like, because Caleb's win record was already off the hook, right? So should it be Caleb versus somebody for the belt? But how do you make that decision with a brand new title? You see what I'm saying? So old school style, you know what I'm saying? I just throw them all in the battle royal, give everybody that wants a shot at this motherfucker a shot at it, you know, and came out on top, man. That's dope.
I 100% agree with that. That's the best way to do that. If it's a vacant title, throw them all in. Winner takes it.
Or you could have a tournament.
I was gonna say tournament too.
You know, but you know what the thing about a tournament is, though? Okay, check it out. A 16-man tournament, right? You're talking about, what is it, 12 matches right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to have 16 man, you're starting off with 8 matches just to get to round 2. You get what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's just 16 guys. Like on this upcoming tour we're about to do, we got 26 guys. You know what I'm saying? So even if we were to have a tournament, you're still cutting out damn near half the roster. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So by doing it battle royal style, it gives everybody a fair shot, you know.
And not only that, everyone gets to test everyone inside that ring that same night.
That's
versus
right.
this guy never challenged that guy.
Nobody's got an advantage over anybody else. You know what I mean? It's straight. It's straight. I like doing that when a belt's vacant. You know, I like giving everybody a shot at it. You know.
Well,
but the Backseat Boys, they took those belts.
Right.
That's a fact.
They took them from the Southern Six, who had them at the time.
Southern Six. Oh, them motherfuckers are fresh too. But yeah, hell
and it wasn't just any Southern Six either. It wasn't the normal Southern Six, which is Alex Taylor, Silas Mason, and Kerry Morton. It was fucking Kerry Morton and James Storm.
That's right.
Oh,
James Storm's kind of like a the fourth member. You know, what do you call it? Like the silent member or some shit like that. You know what I mean? But he's a fucking long time tag team champion. I mean, he had the TNA belt how many years? You know what I mean?
Right. Which back to Caleb real quick. I know you and the commish have wrestled this fucking legend, and like that's just amazing to me. Like, how was it to wrestle Rey Mysterio? You know what I mean? That's something on your belt that's fresh as fuck, right?
Oh yeah, man. Rey Mysterio it just happened. I was at the right place at the right time, and I got to wrestle him. And then like it went so good that I ended up wrestling him like 4 more times. I think me and Dalton Castle wrestled him and Rey Mysterio and Matt Hardy like 3 months later. It was incredible. I got to be in the ring like the best luchador ever in the world.
Right. Exactly.
I didn't even know that shit. I didn't even know you wrestled Rey. So that's 4 other times. That's holy shit, man.
And
where was that at?
I wrestled him in New York a couple of times. I think they were all kind of in New York, New Jersey area.
Was it WWE?
For big time wrestling.
Oh, for big time wrestling?
Yeah. No, shit. Not big time wrestling. Northeast wrestling.
Northeast wrestling.
Yeah,
you were there. Awesome, it's one of those matches too. That was I think we were on one of those shows with you. I think I think we worked each other, and then it wound up turning into a handicap. And if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, you worked. It was you along with Andrade and
Oh shit.
Garza.
No,
Or,
it wasn't Gar.
no,
It wasn't Andrade. It was Garza.
I'm
It
sorry,
was Laredo Kid.
Laredo.
Oh
Kid.
shit,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Holy
Look, all
shit.
three of them motherfuckers, man. I can understand why you confuse them, man.
Man,
No,
these-
no, honestly, it's I literally just so many guys pass through that company, and you know, so many guys are blessed with the opportunity to work such talented individuals that once you start seeing them over and over again, it's hard to remember every single one all the time. But I mean, I remember Caleb's matches with them.
Yeah, man.
And with Laredo Kid, Jesus Christ, man, that is dope, man. To
Yeah, that
like really
motherfucker's
step
a
in the ring
shit.
with talent like that.
I don't think he's a
And
kid
them guys
anymore,
got
but
miles.
you know what I mean?
What?
Yeah. I said I don't think he's a kid anymore, but fuck it, you know what I mean?
Laredo
know what?
man, he
They're all
said.
kids.
I do. Who the fuck's
They're all kids when he step in the ring with me. God
Yeah.
damn it!
You know what? I gotta put this out there because I've never really heard people say that shit, but JCW needs his fucking respect, bro, because it's I'm pretty sure it's older or as old as TNA, right?
It's older than
Older.
T.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
Older.
Yeah, because I think
Yeah.
we went to our first one in 2000 in Denver.
Yeah,
and I-
JCW is I believe it's 25 years old.
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
I believe it started in 2000 or 99.
Yeah,
It
90.
actually started in 99. If
December
but you
99.
want to go back to before we called it JCW, do you guys know the story of Hellfire Wrestling?
Yes.
Oh. I don't know about that.
Let me tell you.
All right.
The first show we ever promoted, the first wrestling show ICP ever promoted, the first time anybody ever knew we were even wrestling fans was when that DVD came out, Stranglemania.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first link between ICP and pro wrestling. You know what I mean?
All right.
People were like, oh, damn, they must be wrestling fans. They still didn't know that we wrestled or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that DVD, Stranglemania, did so good. The very first wrestling show, Psychopathic Records, which technically was the first JCW show, technically, even though the name was different at the time, was an event we did called Stranglemania Live
I remember that.
in fucking 98. Or maybe even 97. And that's important because if it's 97, then the fucking promotion is actually 27 years old. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we did Stranglemania Live at St. Andrews Hall, and we sold it out, our very first show ever. And the main event was me and Shaggy versus the Chicken Boys in a steel cage. And that was the first show promoted ever, wrestling show by ICP. That's where we met Too Tough Tony. That's where we met Pondo. Because at that time, you guys, it's so fucking hard to picture this. But at that time, deathmatch wrestling was brand fucking new.
Yeah.
I'm talking about barbed wire, thumbtacks, broken glass, explosions. Man, when Stranglemania came out, nobody had seen deathmatch wrestling.
All right.
So the footage itself was wig flipping. Like, not only was the commentary funny, sure, but the actual footage was blowing minds because nobody had seen that shit. And I know that because I was flipping through a wrestling magazine. I seen a little black and white ad up in the corner page, and it was like exploding rings, barbed wire, broken glass. And I was like, fuck you. I didn't believe it. I thought it was going to be a cartoon.
All right.
I ordered like 4 tapes of it out of this magazine, right? It said exploding ring, thumbtacks, broken glass. I didn't believe it, you guys. I was like, that can't be real.
Yeah.
Whatever this is, I'm ordering it. And my guess was it was a fucking cartoon, something from Japan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just be animated or something, you know? That shit came and it had no commentary on it. And we were watching
flat out.
exploding fucking rings and shit. And we could not fucking believe it. So when Stranglemania came out,
Oh, yeah.
brother, nobody had seen that anything like that before. So that was flying. So when we wanted to do a Stranglemania Live, we didn't know where to get deathmatch wrestlers. We thought we'd have to go to Japan to get these very guys.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it turned out they were doing it in Louisville. Too Tough Tony, Madman Pondo, that fuck ass Ian Rotten,
No, fuck that guy.
and others, Cash Flow, Fat Fuck Barrel Boy. And there was a couple others. They were doing the deathmatch shit, you know. And Stranglemania Live was the first show. That's where we met Tony. That's where JCW was born, you know.
Mhm.
So the next show we did, we hooked up with a guy that used to run a wrestling hotline. I would be on tour and I would call from the hotel room this hotline to get wrestling scoops, you know?
Uh-huh.
And there was a guy in Detroit named Dan Curtis that ran a hotline. And, you know, I don't know where he got all his news, but every day I'd be on the road and I'd call from the hotel and I'd hear 2 minutes of wrestling news. You know what I mean? And I would leave messages for this guy. And I was like, hey, I like listening to your shit, you know, da, da, da. So we became friends, right? So the second show we ever did was called Hellfire Wrestling. And we booked the same venue we're going at for Devil's Night, the Majestic, right?
Uh-huh.
And we had tiki torches, Manny, going all down to the ring. Fire, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Fire everywhere in the venue. And everybody's face was black from the soot.
Yeah.
Because it was super fucking, you know, smoky and shit. Everybody's face was all charcoaled up and shit. And we had a great night. Again, it was sold out at the Majestic, Hellfire Wrestling. And we were planning more shows. And guess what happened? In the morning, Dan Curtis passed away.
What
Whoa.
the fuck?
It came out of nowhere. He had a brain aneurysm.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
He went home from the wrestling show and died.
Wow.
And we were crushed, of course. And we were so stunned because it just came out of nowhere. It's like we're going on for this podcast and one of us dying, you know?
Yeah.
It was just so much. And I remember we went to his funeral and we put a leather Psychopathic Records jacket in his coffin.
Dope.
Nice. That's the shit, man.
Dope.
Yeah, we put a charm on him and we put a hatchet. And we told his family, you know, you guys can do whatever you want with that. You know what I mean? We just wanted to give it to Dan. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Mhm.
fucking clean, man.
And it's just so wild that happened though. But so after Hellfire, we couldn't do another show called Hellfire because that was what we did with Dan. You know what I mean?
All right.
So that's when we said, fuck it, let's just do Juggalo Championship Wrestling. And JCW was the third show we ever did, and we've been doing it JCW ever since.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Okay.
What year was like that first JCW official
The tour.
with the tour?
Oh, 2001 before we did a tour, yeah.
2000.
No, it had to be 2000, bro. There's no way.
Okay, yeah, probably 2000.
Yeah, it was
we
2000.
We had another one,
did hit that
2001.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were there and for the Denver show on that one.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
had great wrestling for real. Remember, fucking,
Was that when we had the radio station guy with us?
yeah,
Yep. Fucking
Willie B.
Willie B.
Willie B, that's right.
Yeah,
Willie
yeah.
B was his name. That's what we did, Caleb. We did we wanted to get promotion for this wrestling show. We were taking it out on our first tour. So what we did was there was a radio DJ there named Willie B in Denver. And he used to spin our shit. And he was mad popular in Denver.
Mhm.
So me and Joey had him as our 6-man tag team partner.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? The radio
Against,
guy. So
great.
he was on the radio every day, pumping it up, talking about the match coming up and
Yeah,
shit.
he
You know what I
did.
mean? So
Yeah,
we
did. I
filled that
remember that
motherfucker,
shit.
man.
Was it
That's
against
old
the
school
Three
wrestling
Flaming?
tactics right there.
Say it
I-
again.
Was it
That's
against
old
the
school
Three
wrestling.
Flaming? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that shit was
he
the
was
shit,
he
man.
did pretty good too in the match.
Yeah,
Oh,
he looked cool. I
We
don't
were
know.
showing him shit to do all day that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, he went in there and he did his thing though. He went
I
in
remember,
Yeah,
you know what? You know what I remember about that shit? Because I don't know if you remember, Jay, but somebody pulled Shaggy into the crowd. You probably don't remember that shit, but that was me. I pulled Shaggy in. And I remember you were on the stage like this, bro. And you looked at me like this, down like a fuck you. You did, bro. I seen it, and I was kind of like, fuck. I pissed him off. Like, damn, that's fucked up.
No,
But it's still
there
fresh.
ain't no chance of us remembering that though.
But what's crazy too is that when
Motherfucker,
he
you can
grabbed
hypnotize me and you ain't gonna find that in my memory.
when he grabbed Shaggy and he pulled him into the crowd, as Shaggy's arms went like this, I somehow slipped both his fucking elbow pads out.
Oh,
I don't even know how the fuck I did it. I was just like, whoa, shit. I'm still
Yeah.
rocking them bitches. We used to do backyard wrestling matches, and I would use those too.
Wow.
Joey was so fucking crazy, man, on that tour, you know, because we had death matches on that show too.
Right.
Joey would just take a fucking suplex into thumbtacks and shit, like unannounced. Like we'd be having our match, and he'd come in with a bag of thumbtacks and pour him in the ring. I'd be like, what the fuck? I ain't landing in that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was his thing for a while.
And he would fucking go to suplex the guy, and the guy would reverse it and suplex him on him. You know what I mean? I'd be like, fuck no, I ain't landing on that shit, man. I ain't never took a thumbtack bump except once in my life, man.
It's crazy though, because everyone in that match, from what we saw from that time in JCW, everyone was going all out on every single match.
Yeah, they were,
yeah.
man.
I mean,
Like,
it's-
That was
it
the first show on that tour, too.
oh really? The Denver one?
Yeah. We started at that show, yeah.
Holy
shit was
shit!
great, man.
Hey, well, it's
Yeah,
an
I
honor to
remember
be there.
we went all down south. It was cool because there was always different wrestlers on the show. It'll
Right.
probably be like that on this tour, too.
Man, what
There
the
was always like local guys on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we were all hyped because we saw
City, and
Kamala
there'd
and
be like a
shit.
big cowboy there or something. You know what I mean? I'd be like, "What's your name, bro?"
That's fucked up. You know what? I want to talk about that, but I gotta talk to the Backseat Boys because
Yeah, man.
you know I text you, Jay, right away, like, bro, the Backseat Boys are the shit. Right away, I was like,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
it. And so, thank you for having them on this shit. That's fucking badass. I want to ask you, like, I could tell you guys are fully into this shit. You know what I mean? You guys are real champs. You know what I mean? You act like champs. I like that shit.
Well, thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to know your guys' history. Who trained you? How
Yeah.
long you been wrestling? Tell us about the promotions you've been in. Then we're gonna go and do the same with Caleb.
Well, can I ask one question though? Just one question to you guys. If you could say who was your like favorite wrestler that motivated you the most?
I mean, to be honest, as
Growing up.
as a tag team, it was 3 teams. It was Matt and Jeff Hardy. It was Johnny Cashmere and Trent Acid, and it was Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope.
All right.
Those
Good
were
shit,
the
good
3
shit,
tag
man.
teams.
See, that
inspired.
was-
Yep.
Hell yeah.
That's the shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And then
Hell yeah.
That was more the music, though, right?
What's that?
That was more the music, though, right?
I mean, everything you guys did.
it was
you know,
everything,
you
man.
guys,
You guys are a real tag team in and out of the ring for real, bro.
yeah, you
I
guys.
feel the same way, you know. That we were a tag team, absolutely, but the music was probably the inspirational part.
Hey, if nothing else, you guys proved that it was okay to have your foot in every avenue as long as you were staying true to yourself, no matter what you were doing. Because you guys were wrestlers before you were rappers, and you could tell that with the choreography and the way you guys, you know, everything was packaged and put together. You know what I'm saying?
That ICP is a gimmick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
It's real, but it's a gimmick. You know.
Right.
Like we paint our faces like the Ultimate Warrior and shit. You know, it's very real to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Dark Carnival and everything. It's
Oh no,
it's
definitely, bro. Definitely.
100% real. But
Real to us,
when
man.
you stick
Real
us
to
next
us.
to other bands, we're definitely a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? As far as that goes, you know what I mean? We're not the type of guys that show up wearing the same thing we wore that day and wear it on stage like Pearl Jam. You know, like these bands, they don't take any time at all in what they're wearing or anything. It's just about the music, which is totally cool. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But we believe in showmanship. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Yeah.
The theatrics are important for sure. I believe
I
in
think that comes from wrestling. You know?
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
also about being like personal and like opening up and sharing your story. And that's what you guys have done, which a lot of people aren't willing to do. And that's why, again, we respect you guys so much, because you guys share just your story in and out of the ring, your personal lives, and, you know, let us in.
Yeah.
And connect.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you guys this.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, real quick, we'll share our story. So we're actually coming up on 10 years of training in the wrestling business. Gino Caruso, a man based out in Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey, is the one who originally trained us. We paid dues there, broke down the ring truck. The ring, and drove the ring truck. Did everything that there was to do. Refereed, did videography and editing and all that. Just two kids straight out of high school and college, and then school hopped for a while. Went to Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore up in Poughkeepsie. Landed at a couple of different spots in Jersey before landing at Wrestle Pro, which was formerly Pro Wrestling Syndicate. Brothers wearing the shirts.
Yeah.
So gotta give them a shout out, where we were then trained by Pat Buck, Danny Moff, and Mario Bucara, among others.
Yeah.
And then we continued to school hop for a while. Eventually trained with Santana of LAX and Proud and Powerful up in the Bronx. And anywhere that there was a dojo, the original Ring of Honor dojo, the worldwide dojo. You've done training out in Mexico with Juventud Guerrera.
Yeah, I got
Holy
to
shit.
Mexico, and just train with guys like Juventud, Ultimo Guerrero, Black Terry, and just a whole bunch of legends out there. But again, we were just always told when we broke into the wrestling business to learn from multiple different people. Don't just stay in one spot. And as soon as we heard that, we just looked up as many schools as possible in our area, and just anyone that we can learn from.
Yeah.
Did as many seminars.
Great tactic. That sounds like a smart ass move, man.
Yeah, man. That's very smart. That's like when I was coming up, my teacher, Dan Severin, he taught us. He was just like, you take a little bit from everybody that you wrestle or that you meet, and you make it your own.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So when you meet in, like it says, working with Tommy Dreamer and all these other cats, you know what I'm saying? Like it says, that knowledge is key, man. I mean, fuck, you can't buy that. You know what I'm saying? And it is hard work, bro. I mean, you guys sound like you guys have been on the grind for a long time. And I mean, it shows in your ring work. You know what I'm saying? So you landed and what was it again? PSA?
It was it was formerly Pro Wrestling Syndicate, but when we wound up going there, the promotion was called Wrestle Pro. The school is operated by Pat Buck and Brian Myers, and they have two facilities, Creative Pro New Jersey and Creative Pro New York. So we landed in Creative Pro New Jersey, which Buck, Danny Moff of the Hit Squad, and now sent to Slaughter. He's another tag team expert. Mario Bucara, who had a run in Impact Wrestling at the time. And, pretty much anybody else who came through the system, they had guest trainers like Darren Young, Rip Rogers.
Yeah, Jay Lethal would come to the, school. Just anyone, from, just developmental from when Pat was there. Guys like Rip Rogers or Dr. Tom Pritchard, people would just always come in, do seminars or just trainings with, the Wrestle Pro students.
You had mentioned Dan Severin was your trainer. He's another guy that, our trainer Gino Caruso would use from time to time. So he's another guy we got to, pick the brain. Just, any place in the tri-state, we would just post up sometimes, even if we weren't booked, we actually went and, did ring crew for Dreamer, and then, went and trained at the school afterwards. So, it was a real learning curve because, unlike how it is out in the Midwest, where everything is all secular, you could appear one place in the tri-state and then go to another town and nobody's going to know who you are because it's a completely different audience. It's a completely different talent pool, completely different bookers, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a lot of picking up and starting over, but all we had was each other. And then eventually we, through the force of Nova and Donnie B, we met Johnny Cashmere, the original Backseat Boy, former partner of Trent Acid, former JCW World Heavyweight Champion, and the rest is history. We were blessed with an opportunity to take up the mantle of the Backseat Boys, who had inspired us in so many ways. Not just again in wrestling, but just the way that they operated. They were a tag team in and out of the ring. They were best friends. And Trent not being with us anymore and finishing his story at JCW was an end goal for us since we took up the mantle. You know, it was so important to us to make sure that anything that Trent and Johnny didn't get to do in their tag team history, including make it to television, including make it, you know, wherever. It's like that's where he and I, our goal is, and to be able to work with you guys and JCW and with, you know, everyone that we've gotten to work with so far.
This is living the dream for us.
Yeah,
straight up.
You know, man, I gotta say, like, I see where the attitude and the mentality comes from, because first of all, you respect wrestling and you're calling them dojos. I love that shit. You know what I mean? You're holding those titles because you're fucking champions. You know what I mean? That shit wasn't easy. You work for that shit. You know what I mean? I respect the shit out of that. Seriously. You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's definitely, it's you took it as a full-time hustle, and you were there to take the next step, and everything you saw that open, you just went there no matter what. And let's face it, man, this shit ain't paying the bills like that, right? So it's all a struggle, it's all a sacrifice.
It's for all the love,
I mean,
man.
the love of the game keeps you going, and you know, like Ash said, that respect, man, that's why you do your thing, and that's why you're working to be the best, and you ain't stopping, you know.
Never. We couldn't stop even if we did. Bro, the amount of times him and I have tried to walk away, and it was just something pulled us back in, and thank God it did, because you know, like we wouldn't be sitting here right now if we walked away for no reason. And
we look at so many things like shoulda, woulda, coulda, and we can't look at it like that, because then we wouldn't be sitting here representing JCW, and that was always just a dream and a goal. And the fact that now it's a reality is like, we're still on cloud fucking 9.
2024 has been the year of, you know, dreams coming true for us in so many ways. You know, got between linking up with Jay and, you know, attending our first gathering, first everything, you know, getting to be the JCW champs and getting to help be part of this new era of JCW. It's like a fever dream. And it's like I never want to wake up, man. You know, this is insane.
You know what's funny is you said that you got to finish Trent Acid's story in JCW, you know, but it's funny because if you think about the shit we was talking about today, Trent Acid's story in JCW is actually far from over.
That's
right.
Oh.
And you guys know what I'm talking about.
We know exactly what you're talking about, Joe, but it's purely speculation, as you would say.
Trent Acid's story in JCW will probably never be over. You know what I'm saying?
So they finished the chapter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right.
They finished the
He's still in
chapter.
the back. He's still in the back with us, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And in the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trent gathered with us this year. I'm not afraid to say it. Trent was there spiritually.
Fucking awesome, man.
He's got a much better seat than we do.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? He's seeing the show a lot better than we are. We could be in the front row. You know what I mean?
Oh, and he's not getting sunburnt.
Oh yeah.
That's right, man.
Yeah, no, man, because it was an honor, man. Because like it says, I seen you guys walking around. You know what I'm saying? Just kicking it with the Juggalos at the gathering this year. And I ran into you guys a couple times. And you're like, Manny, what's up? And I'm like, hey, what's up, fellas? You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Because just like Violent J said, you know what I'm saying? The commish, you didn't just face the Southern Six. You faced fucking Storm, who's a fucking beast of a man himself. You know what I'm saying? That is a ring general. And
look at the tag team skills in those two guys, Kerry Morton and James Storm. Two tag team aficionados.
That's
you know what I'm saying? You can't get more tag team skilled than those guys, you know?
No, you don't.
And you know, I was telling Caleb earlier today, you know, in JCW, I'm not worried about, okay, like we're putting the matches together for Devil's Night, right?
Right.
I'm not worried about names as much as I'm worried about bomb ass matches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, like who's Caleb gonna wrestle, right? I'm not really worried about who that is being a name.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts are it being a bomb ass match. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even if the guy had no name value, right? But we all knew he's a phenomenal worker. Like I remember one time Sabu was running a show here in Detroit, and he brought a guy. This is when Sabu was running every month, and you're always wondering who he's gonna wrestle in the main event because Sabu was the one running these shows, right? And you're always wondering who he's gonna wrestle. And one year he had some cat I've never seen before, never heard of him at the time. He had funny looking hair at the time, and his name was Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck is this guy, right?
Wow.
15 minutes later, my wig was blown off my head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why Sabu brung him. It wasn't about name value. You get what I'm saying? It was a phenomenal match. I still remember.
Mm.
And that's what it was about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Telling the story in the ring, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you guys have it, man. You guys got ring psychology. I give you guys props, man. I'm not trying to blow you guys up, your heads up, or nothing like that. I mean, but calling you guys' match, like seriously, your matches, you guys got great psychology, man. And especially as a tag team. You know what I mean? It's like you guys are knowing what the other guys doing, are getting ready to do, man. I said that's just fucking crazy, phenomenal.
Brother tag teams have a definite advantage. There's no question about it. When a team is brothers, come on, man, they know exactly what each other's thinking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
As long as one of them ain't trying to Marty Jannetty the other.
Oh man.
Come on, Jay.
Ain't
Pull that
nobody
angle.
nutty in the Backseat Boys.
You gotta do it, Jay. You gotta do it, man. Come on.
As long as that don't go down, we're good.
That's this shit, man. Fuck that.
Where's
No
Caleb?
rocker
You're going
droppers
through
here.
the window.
All right. But
Where's Caleb at?
he's right there.
I'm here, man.
Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
Caleb, let's hear your come up, man. Don't leave nothing out, bro.
All right, man. The packing, because it's a little bit of a convoluted story. So
Hit us.
my dad was a wrestler. I was just talking about this last night with the backseats in Kashmir.
All right.
And I've been thinking about it all day. I didn't even know I was doing this, but I'm just thinking about all the stuff I left out. So my dad was in the music business before I was born. He was a roadie. He played the drums. He was in country music. And back in the mid 80s, Dusty Rhodes was he was a huge country fan. And all the people that were in the country music scene were huge wrestling fans. So they they intertwined. They were doing drugs together and partying and yada, yada, yada. And my dad, being a big wrestling fan, decided like he wanted to be a wrestler, but like he was making real money in music. So like eventually, as time went on, he started getting into wrestling. So I was basically born into it. Supposedly, I was conceived at Starrcade 85. I don't know that for sure. I wasn't there.
Oh shit.
Really?
Damn.
That's awesome.
Supposedly, I was told. I was speculation. I was told that. I don't know if it was a joke or for real. So I grew up in it. My dad was
During the main
training. I
event.
remember being like 5 years old, going in to watching him train, and I would be bumping around as a little kid. And then about 9 or 10, I started working the merch table at a couple of different local shows that he was wrestling on. And then by about 12 or 13, I would show up to a show and no ref would show up. And then all of a sudden, I was the referee in these little shows. I was my first show I ever reffed. I was on in a match with Hornswoggle and Hillbilly, JCW original.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for real,
Yeah.
man. Back in like
Wow.
1999, 2000. Yep. I knew him as a little kid. So then-
how old were you when you refed your first match?
I was 12 or 13.
Holy shit.
Yep.
That's insane.
Wow.
I would after that point, I
So
just
you're
bought me a couple
18
ref
right
shirts,
now,
and
or
I
what?
always had it with me.
So you're 18 right now then?
Something like that. Yeah, man. I'm aging okay. I'm aging pretty good here. So
Really?
I
You refed your first match at 13 or 12?
yeah, man, at this little show in Florida. It's outside of a bar show, man.
That's unreal, brother.
Nice.
So
Wow.
then when I got to high school, I started hanging out with this dude, and we were, hanging out for a little bit. And then all of a sudden he tells me, hey, my dad was a wrestler back in the 80s. And I was like, no shit. So about that time, we started training with both of our dads. No ring, no anything, just like in the middle of our trailer park. I would go to his house a couple days and he'd teach us how to lock up and do this. And then I would go to my dad's house that was a couple hours away. Same thing. We'd move all the furniture out and we'd just do holds and holds and holds. And then after that, I went to a school in Atlanta called WWA 4, where like Mr. Hughes is the head trainer there, but like AR Fox and Austin Theory and a whole bunch of huge names came out of there. So from there, I moved to Charlotte where I live now, and I started training with George South, who made his JCW debut at the Gathering this year.
Yeah, man. So you train with George South too?
Absolutely. I've been training with him since I was 20 years old, man. He's a killer dude. He is like real Christian.
Yeah.
But he doesn't judge anybody. He's seen it all. He's been around the world. He's done everything. He wants everyone to believe what he believes, but he's not going to push it on you. If you're not into it, that's cool. But he's like a real deal guy. I really love him, man.
I love that, man. Like I started crying. I started crying on the way to the Gathering. Like he wrote me this text, and literally every week leading up to the Gathering, he would write me a beautiful text. You know what I mean? About how excited he was and everything. And he wrote me one of them bad boys when I was on the way to the Gathering, and I just took these mushrooms. So my emotions were anyway, you know what I mean? I started crying, my girl was like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "George South is such a beautiful man."
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
I love him so much. And you know what, Jay? He had the best time at the Gathering, man.
He did.
He sat there and he watched your entire show on Thursday night. He walked around the camp. All 3 days he was there, just passing out Bibles and having fun and having conversations. Man, I think it really changed him a little bit.
I bet you he was happy to see Juggalos for Jesus.
He did. Yeah, that was the first people he saw. As soon as we parked, we walked right over to him. He talked to him for about an hour.
Every year they're putting it down. They usually bring food and stuff for Juggalos that don't have none. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or people that ain't got no money to get a drink or whatever. They're there for that, man. That's awesome.
That is
so
fucking awesome, man.
When we got there, we went looking for the first taco stand. We're like, "Where's the tacos at, man?"
Yeah.
It was all hot dogs.
Yeah, they got a little bit of everything at the Gathering, man.
No.
So
I had one of my first matches.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay, what?
Yeah. Who was your first match against?
So the buddy I went to high school with, they used to run shows at a strip club in Atlanta called Pinups. It was every Tuesday night, every Thursday night, ran by old WCW guy, Rocky King. He helped train at the WWA 4 school. So I had my first match. I wasn't even, you had to be 21 to get in. I think I was 19. Or I was
lying, he was 16.
Was that?
I said he's lying. He was 16.
Oh, I might have been. I had just graduated high school. We walked right into a strip club, the first strip club I'd ever been to. Fucking went to the ring. They're throwing money in the ring. It was crazy. It wasn't even a wrestling ring. It was a not a boxing, a kickboxing ring. It was crazy.
Did it have 4 ropes?
It had 4 places for ropes, but they took off the bottom rope, so the top rope was like at the top of your head.
It's like up to here.
But
holy shit!
You had to hit those ropes like Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. But you couldn't even hit the ropes too hard because it was like one of those low boys, and it wasn't, it wasn't a wrestling ring, so it wasn't meant to be messed with. So you hit the ropes too hard, the whole ring would tilt.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Fuck.
It would go up, and they had it like ratcheted down so it couldn't flip over, but it damn sure would tilt on your ass.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's where the psychology comes in.
And that was
sticking
your
in the middle of the ring.
your first match.
That was my first match. I didn't even have any like real gear. I wore some like camouflage shorts that I just happened to be wearing. I just took off my shirt and I had some knee pads and some wrestling shoes. And they were like, "You guys ready?" I was like, "We've been training for like 3 months. I don't know. Like, sure, fuck it. We'll give it a try."
And not that it matters, but was there dancers, still going on as the match?
Yeah, dude. There was dancers the whole time. And not only that, because it was downtown Atlanta. So like you'd show up on a Thursday night and the Ying Yang twins and Allen Iverson would be there. It was crazy.
Oh shit.
That's insane.
What?
That's crazy, man.
I'd never quit wrestling if that happened in my first match.
Not to mention because it was, speculation. There was probably some behind the scenes stuff going on because it didn't really make sense because they paid a lot.
Yeah.
I should have getting paid $5. I was getting paid $75, $100 right off the bat as a trainee. So there had to have been a little bit of underbelly type stuff going
Holy
on there.
shit, man. That is
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
I'm down with that.
Is that
That's
what-
one of the dopest stories I've ever heard about the first match. I don't think anyone had
I
that.
tell people that shit all the time, and everyone's like, "Nah, man, I don't believe it." Then I got to call some people that were in Atlanta that time. Like everybody had wrestled there at that point. Everybody used to go.
Damn, that's dope.
We wrestled one show on a JCW tour at a strip club. Yeah, and it was like, but it was the strip club. There was one divider wall between where the wrestling was and the strip club was, and the divider wall folded up like an accordion if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it would be gone. You know, it would fold up. But yeah, like the girls were like, it was like a matinee show too. We went on at like 5 o'clock, and the girls were next door dancing. And even when the matches were happening, you could hear the beat coming from next door at the strip club. You know what I'm saying? I remember that.
Start shaking your ass in the ring without even realizing it.
Hey, I mean, that's probably where I'd prefer to wrestle. You know what I mean? Strip clubs,
Yeah.
like, that's where I'm ending up at the end of the night anyway. So
Yeah, right. Might as well make it next door.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Well,
man.
Caleb was very green that night, but you know there was other stuff going on that was kind of interfering with everything else, right, Caleb?
Man, it's crazy hard to pay attention and focus on a wrestling match when there's 100 titties running around.
and you're 15.
To keep that focus.
Hell yeah.
So Caleb, man, you've been everywhere though. You've been to TNA. You've
Yeah.
been all around, right?
Yeah, man. So I like they were talking about having to pay your dues, man. I was driving up to Ring of Honor shows in Philadelphia and Manassas and just like begging to get on. I was helping with the ring and the chairs and everything. And I did that for 6 months, a year. I got a couple spots, and then but Steve Carino helped me out to get a spot in 01 in Japan. So I did a 2-month tour of Japan, and I trained with Masato Tanaka and Hidaka. Yeah, I got to wrestle the great Sasuke over there. I got to see some really cool shit.
Fuck.
And then off of that, I signed with Dragon Gate USA and Evolve, the WWN promotion. And I was there for about 4 years. Man, I wrestled everybody there too.
You came back from Japan, the booking started opening up, huh?
Yeah, dude. After I got back from Japan, people were like, "Oh, we should probably take advantage of this." And man,
what was that like? What was Japan like? You said 2 weeks, right?
No, 2 months.
2 months.
2 months. Yeah.
Holy shit!
I was over there
from
January to March.
Wow.
How was your first week in Japan? And did you get matches during that first week?
You get used to it.
Yeah. So day one, they brought me right to the dojo. The dojo, another cool little thing, the floor above our dojo in Tokyo was an international supermodel business, like an office. So every day I would go into the dojo, we'd all just be wearing gym clothes, about to get our asses kicked. And then in the elevator with us were these 6 foot tall, amazing, sexy, beautiful women.
What the hell is it that the first thing Caleb does? He's always surrounded by the girls and shit. What the?
Always girls, yeah.
Yo, what the?
fuck?
It just comes to me, man.
I think the gimmick has been attacking you your whole life, brother.
It has been, man. So every day we would get in there. You'd put out a deck of cards. If it was a red card, you do push-ups and whatever the number was. So if you pulled a 10 of hearts, you're doing 10 push-ups. You throw a 10 of spades, you're doing 20 squats, and you go through the whole deck of that. And that takes 20, 30 minutes, but you're doing like 600 squats and 300 push-ups or whatever it is. And then you're in there doing rolls. And it was like, honestly, man, it's the hardest I'd ever trained. Not to mention I was broke as fuck and didn't have the money to eat. So I lost like 20 pounds while I was over there. But I was shredded. I was so ripped. But we had at least 1 or 2 shows every week. And man, it was a crazy experience because like the last week I was there was the 10th anniversary for 01, and we had like 11,000 people in the sumo hall, but not like that wasn't even like the big event going on of the day. Like New Japan was down the street in another arena with like 15,000, and then Big Japan was over here with another 8,000 or whatever it was. And this was all within the city of Tokyo.
Wow.
The
That's
wrestling over
amazing,
there is nuts.
It
Oh
is.
yeah, definitely.
It's like 4 shows going on in one night and shit.
Yeah. And they're not even like competing over the same fans. There's just that many fans.
That is
You know,
insane,
we're going
man.
back, right? We're going back. I just talked to Pondo today about it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, 100,000 million%. We're going back. Same time I went last year, New Year's Eve.
Awesome, man.
And what's cool about it, Manny, is when you wrestle at the Corgan Hall, if you wrestle in that building, your name goes up on a wall, right? Like they put a little plaque and your name goes on this wall with all these names, right? Well, because I wrestled over there New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, I made it on both years' wall. You get it?
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I was on the fucking 2023 wall and the 2024 wall.
Damn.
It
Oh,
looks like
man.
I'm just frequenting Japan or something.
Yo,
But we're going over there and I'm doing my retirement match over there, right?
Okay.
And the next day, it's like we're all appearing, JCW guys are appearing on a Big Japan show. And the next day, we're having a JCW show at a small venue there. It's one of the venues I wrestled at when I went there in January. And it's gonna be a free show, free admission, you know what I mean? Because I don't know what we can draw in Japan. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yo,
But,
so hold
yeah.
up. You're throwing up a JCW show in Japan?
Yeah, man. This
Holy
this
shit,
year,
man, that's
yeah.
huge.
Like January 1st or January 2nd will be the JCW show. But the
Worldwide.
Shit.
I don't
Love it.
want to have my retirement in a JCW show. For my whatever purposes, I want to appear for Big Japan on my retirement. You see what I'm saying? Like it was their show.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And even though we're having our own JCW show the next night and I could retire on that show in Japan, I want to retire the first night for in Big Japan. You know what I mean? Where you know where my name goes up on that wall and everything. You know what I mean? And the next night in the smaller venue, we're just gonna run a JCW show. You know what I mean?
That's
Using
what's
because we're probably going over there with 10 guys all together, but the other 10 are going to come from Japan. You know, I'm going to try to get a lot of American wrestlers so that the show has a feel that's different. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I want it to feel different for the Japanese fans. So I want to use a bunch of Gaijins, you know what I mean? And so we're going to have, you know, there'll already be a gang of guys over there. You'll already have Necro Butcher over there, Pondo over there, you know, Green Phantom, fucking a couple other guys, Americans that they bring over there already, you know. So, and I'm gonna bring like 5 or 6 guys with me, you know what I mean. So we'll have a JCW show, you know what I mean.
Hey,
I hope the Japanese take the videos and then they dub it on their own shit.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna
It's
film it. I
it's
forgot
so
to mention,
Dub it on
we're
their own
definitely filming it for a pay-per-view. Like we're gonna film it, come home and show it as a pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
hey,
Yeah, they're gonna be like, remember that shit they did to us when they took our shit and they dubbed it? It's our turn.
now we're gonna do that to them.
Streaming live from Japan, commentated in Japan.
That'd be dope, huh?
Exactly.
hey, Jay, Commish, I got an idea. There's been a match that KFT's been trying to do. He's been trying to give Manny his retirement match. KFT versus Manny, man. Make that shit happen.
Man, he's scared though.
He can have his retirement match anytime he wants. If the Rude Boy could wrestle, right? You know, I had Rudy's last match.
Right.
I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I was done. I retired. I was done. But
I was gonna say that, but
Rudy had triple bypass, right? Heart
Oh,
surgery.
that's right.
So he was done, right? And he was talking about how much he misses it. And I said, listen, Rudy, one more. The match that's never happened. Me versus you. JCW. One more match, bro. Me versus you. This is after he had triple bypass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what we did was I just let him pulverize me the whole match. I didn't even punch him. I didn't even hit him with one punch or one armbar. He attacked me before the bell and he just spanked me the entire match. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all we could do. I wasn't gonna bump him. You know what I mean? He had triple bypass. So I just took a peek. And then at the end, Tony came down like he was helping me, and he hit me with the meteorite.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the
It was
gathering, right?
crazy.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, that was at the gathering.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Rudy that one more match, but I wasn't supposed to wrestle after that, but I wrestled. I didn't like that being my last match either, you know what I mean?
You're gonna be like Terry Funk and do this every couple of years.
Yeah, every couple
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Tell that to my knees, motherfucker. My knees are like, "Oh, you ain't."
You're gonna have to walk in there like Stone Cold with them braces.
Yep.
Yeah,
There
that's
they
true.
go. They're gonna call out one more swanton. One more swanton.
One
Oh,
more
moonsault.
time.
One more
match.
moonsault. One more
Yeah, we gotta see a
moonsault.
moonsault, bro.
That's right.
Manny, are you
Yeah.
ready to do one more match?
Yeah, with KFT.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you guys-
KFT's trying to retire him, but Manny don't want to. He's scared. I'm like, dude,
Don't want to.
all you gotta do is pull the Andre the Giant, bro. Hold the ropes, the whole fucking shit. You're good, bro. You know what I'm
Like I
saying?
said, man, if Rudy
Like
can
one
do it,
chop.
you can do laps around that, Manny, because Rudy beat my ass for 10 minutes straight. He didn't even lose his breath once.
One more
Like
spear.
one chop, Manny, right here to finish it all at the end. Plow. It's
One
done.
more spear. One more spear, Manny. One more spear, bro. You
One
got
more
it in you.
spear. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see what's in the works,
Good
man.
shit, bro.
But these young guys right here, man, seriously,
Yeah.
man, are fucking brand new tag team champions,
Fuck yeah.
a brand new fucking American champion. I mean, seriously, bro. Like I says, they're fucking amazing, man. I love calling their matches. I got a question for the Backseat Boys.
Yes,
Who
sir.
are you guys looking to try to defend those belts against? I know you're not scared of nobody,
No.
but who you looking to get in that ring?
Dream match.
I mean, honestly, whoever steps our way. I mean, if we're gonna talk dream matches, I mean, if the Hardy Boys ever want to step up,
Oh,
I mean, let's go. I mean, we're
We
talking
want that.
dream matches.
We want that smoke, man, with Matt and Jeff. Bam, bam, bam.
But
Oh.
I mean, listen, if there's anyone on the roster, we're outside of it. It
Seriously,
doesn't matter. Come and step up. I mean,
are they free agents?
they're with TNA right now, so they can pretty much work anywhere.
that's
No
right.
shit.
yeah. But I mean, again, talking dream matches. I mean, that's definitely one, that we would love to have. Just anyone else, again, whether you're on the JCW roster or outside of it, or wherever we go, we're always bringing these and we're defending them. Whoever we're against, you got yourself a lucky shot. But guess what? It doesn't matter because they're not going anywhere.
That's right. They're staying with us in the back seat for life.
Oh,
You
know,
go.
I'm not doubting you guys, but Jeff he's a beast. You know what I mean?
We've gone up against
Nice.
we've gone up against Matt with Private Party on 2 separate occasions. So
That's
that
so
was
dope, man.
that was
Take this
that
shit
was
back.
definitely
Matt
cool.
was nothing. You deleted his ass.
He deleted our asses.
We need both brothers.
we need both brothers to make it official.
Yeah.
Hey, that's dope, man. That's dope.
Man, I'll tell you guys this. Coming real, man. I was telling this to Billy today. You know what I mean? In my life, right here in my life, at this stage in my life, at 52, JCW legitimately brings me happiness. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Massive amounts of happiness. Like, it's therapy for me. It's everything to me right now. You know what I mean? And these guys, Caleb, the Backseats, these guys work with me in the office. You know what I mean? And I get huge inspiration from these guys, man.
Okay.
I get huge, like the excitement and the drive they have. That's exactly what fuels me. That's exactly what makes me happy. Like, hearing that they want that dream match against the Hardys, that makes me want to make it happen. You know what I mean?
Fuck
Yeah.
That's my greatest joy right now in my life, is doing JCW. You know what I mean? Like when Matt Cross cut that promo on Willie Mack on Lunacy on the episode that's out now, episode 2.
Out now.
And he's cutting a promo on Willie Mack, and he's like, I want the JCW title. You know, when I saw that, that's fuel for my happiness. You see what I'm saying? Like, I look at it like I'm so proud this awesome athlete is saying that he wants our belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so proud to have Caleb holding our belt in other promotions. You know what I mean? I'm so proud to have the backseats holding our belts the way they do. They always got it right up over their shoulder. They're proud champions. That's what it takes to be a champion in JCW, man, because this is about family first. You know what I mean?
Right.
And this is no massive company, you know, we're on our way, but this is a family, you know, and we discussed it among ourselves. I don't want the belts on anybody that ain't proud to wear them around, you know, like they want to do it on their own. You don't have to ask them. They want to hold it up, you know?
Yeah.
People like that. And there ain't very many, but they're on this show tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For people like that, that's why I do this, man. Seriously, that's the greatest joy aside from my kids. You know what I mean? Right now in my life, that's my greatest joy doing JCW. And I'll tell you guys something else too. Real talk. I haven't made a goal in about 15 years. And what I mean by that is I've accomplished every goal I've seriously set. I'm not talking about seeing some fine hottie and be like, oh, my God, gotta fuck that bitch. I'm talking about a real goal. You know what I mean? Like a commitment to yourself, you know? And I've set only like 3 in my life. One was to have a platinum record. You know what I mean? I've only set like 3 goals in my life and I've accomplished them, you know? But I have a new goal that came out in the last year. And I recognize this feeling in me because I haven't had it in like 15 years. You know, this feeling of having a goal that I'm excited about again. You know what I mean? And that goal is to see JCW succeed. You know what I mean? I haven't actually set a bar like of how hard I want it to succeed. I just know I'll be happy when I get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I haven't set a goal and said, oh, I want us to have this many followers or this many. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's when I feel like JCW is getting that respect that we were talking about at the beginning of the show. When I feel like that's happening and our champions have respect, you know what I mean? And our champions are wanting, they're wanting to book our fucking champions on other shows. You see what I'm saying? Call it to get our champions. When that's happening, you know what I mean? I'll know when it's happening at the rate I want it to, when it's happening at that rate, then I'll know I succeeded in this goal, man. And I'm just saying to the backseats and to Caleb, thank you guys, man, because you guys are giving me this happiness, you know what I'm saying, in my life and giving me a goal, something that I can work on and be excited about. Because with ICP, once we accomplish that goal, you just kind of accomplish it again and again, you know what I'm saying? And I was so happy and thrilled with our accomplishments in ICP that I stopped making new goals. You know what I mean? Because I was living the goals I had already set, and I was happy with it, content, you know?
Yeah.
But this now, looking at independent wrestling in this country, and how there's all these companies getting it, killing it, like MLW and GCW and fucking NWA, and they're getting it, and they're out here doing it. I know we're better than them.
Right.
I know we can be better than them. I know our talent is just as good, if not better. I know creatively we're just as good, if not better. And I know the camaraderie in our locker room is real. And those ninjas love each other, you know? And I know we got something special, man. And with that, I'm excited and I'm grateful to you ninjas, man. I'm grateful for you ninjas being in the company and being in my life, man, because this is fucking fun, is what I'm trying to say, man. Real talk.
It's mutual, bro.
Feeling is mutual.
It's an
That's
honor.
Real.
I love to hear that because that was like for me and Ash, we got introduced into ICP through wrestling, right? So to hear that passion in your voice, because yo, I've always said, man, to the day that I die, I'm a wrestling fan, I'm a wrestler, whatever, you know, it is me. No matter what happens, you can't take that out of my system. It's in my DNA, it's what I am. So to hear you later down the road be this passionate about it, it's a beautiful thing, man. I love it.
100%, man. I know that you know, it feels good to be this excited. And for years, this is the last thing I'll say about it. For years and years, all the years we've been doing JCW, I've always been like, it's so strange. I've always been like, in the back of my mind, I've been like, oh, these motherfuckers don't want me to take this serious. Like, I would look at these other promotions and I'd know we're not mashing the gas on JCW. And I would think, if we wanted to, though, we would be fucking you motherfuckers up, these other promotions, because I know we're better creatively. I know we're better, you know, in many ways. And I would tell myself, these motherfuckers don't want this, you know. And but suddenly I decided, whether they want it or not, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I decided to jump in this now. Like, I'm in this bitch now. I'm down to compete with these motherfuckers now. And it reminds me of when me and Joey decided to take rapping seriously, you know? Because when I was 17 and 18, I was still like, I want to be a wrestler. I want to be a wrestler. And people say, why don't you rap? You're making all these rap records. You don't think about being a rapper? And I would say, man, there's so many rappers out there. There's so many rappers I didn't want to try. But then when I hit 19, me and Joey were like, not only let's try, let's do it. You know? That's how I feel about JCW. I'm no longer like, oh, these motherfuckers better be happy I'm not in the game. Because no, I am in the game now. We are in the game and we're coming for them. You know what I mean? I've made that decision within the last year. I'm in this game now. This is what I can do at 52. I don't have to wrestle. I can help this shit in the back. I got these super athletes out here doing the wrestling for me, you know, telling the creative stories we're coming up with together. And I love it. I love this happiness I'm getting from it. You know what I mean? And I want to compete now. Now I'm like, damn, I'm at this place now where our music is set. We're set. Our career is set. You know, we're not going nowhere. I don't have to worry about that anymore. You know, I have all this free time and all this fucking energy. And I'm like, what am I going to do with it? This is what the fuck I'm going to do with it, man. We're going to bring it hard, man.
Hell yeah. That's beautiful. And on that note, Kamish, let them know what lunacy is. Let them know what's coming at them. Let them know what's about to hit them and how they watch
Lunacy's out every week, another episode. Every week. There's 8 episodes. The episode 2 just dropped today. You know,
right.
Every week there's another episode. You can either 45 minutes each. And as soon as these 8 episodes air, we'll be done with our tour right then. And then we start doing weekly shows from Detroit every week for a year straight. And by the way, they're not just going to be in Detroit. We're going to move around. We're going to play with it. We're going to have fun. We might say we're going to the East Coast for a month. You know what I mean?
All right.
To run once a week. We're going to the West Coast for a month. You know, we're going to have fun, man. We're going to do whatever the fuck we want. We don't have any rules. I don't care what other promotions are doing. I don't care what the standards are or how things are supposed to be done. Fuck everybody. We're rewriting all the rules. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're coming, doing things our way, you know? We got an intergender tag team belt coming out.
Oh,
for a man and a woman to hold the champs together, you know? I've never heard of an intergender belt like that. So we're going to have an intergender belt. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man.
Well, that's what the
dope
fuck
as
is
shit,
up, man.
And we got our pay-per-view happening October 30th called Devil's Night from Detroit. And for people who don't know, in Detroit, they burn the city down every night before Halloween for years when I was growing up. They would burn all the abandoned buildings down and all the abandoned houses, and they call it Devil's Night. And it used to be really, really bad. But now they got volunteers driving around, little yellow flashers on the roof of their car. And there's more volunteers than there is regular traffic now every Devil's Night. But out of paying homage to the city, you know, and its Devil's Night heritage, our show happens on Devil's Night, October 30th, and it's our first lunacy pay-per-view. The first of the weekly series we're about to do for a year, you know?
Awesome.
It's a full
Awesome.
card.
And of course, on that we got Caleb?
Of course.
Backstreet Boys.
Damn right
in the
we
house?
do.
We'll
Yeah,
be
We're
Pending.
missing-
we're still tossing around ideas for who Caleb is gonna defend that belt against, because I've talked to today alone, I've talked to Jay Lethal, Alberto Del Rio.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't know what we're gonna bring yet.
Holy
You know
shit.
what I mean? We're gonna bring somebody. I didn't even know that we could get the Hardys.
Yeah.
yo, that is gonna be the shit one if that shit happens, man.
Mhm.
Oh, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You
That's
know what I'm
what's
saying?
up, Jay. Yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that
But
shit.
to do it, you know, it's just a matter of when those guys are booked and when we can get them, you know. But no, it's gonna happen. No,
That'd
we're in
be dope to get like Messias, if you know who that is.
who?
Messias against
Mhm.
Caleb. That'd be dope.
Judas Messias, man. I love that.
You know
guy.
him, Jay. You know
Fucking
him.
wrestling. Hell yeah.
He went as Mil Muertes on God damn
Lucha
it,
Underground.
Yeah, Lucha Underground. That's a dope
Caleb,
dude.
do you have any dream opponents?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that next, brother.
Let me tell you, I've always wanted to wrestle Jay Lethal. I don't want to put my name in that if Jay's already going to go to somebody else. Dolph Ziggler's out there on the indies now, so he's another guy that's on there.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, I've been seeing the people talking on JCW, and some of the old head guys that were watching JCW back 20 years ago have kind of said, they don't know if some of the new guys are up to the par of the OGs, and so I kind of want to be the Juggalo legend killer. I want to take on your Two Tough Tonys. I want to take on your Split Briar Wellingtons.
If you're gonna be the legend killer, you got that giant in front of you in the form of Two Tough Tony, because he's about as
Right.
legendary as you can get in JCW.
Oh yeah.
I want to prove to everybody that the old school might be great, but man, the greatness is right here with this title.
I agree.
Oh,
I
there
agree.
you go,
That's
man.
what's up, man. Yo,
Yeah.
Hey, Alcatraz is considered a JCW legend.
Do it. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Definitely,
I
man.
also got more news for you. Right now in the JCW Hall of Fame, there's Evil Dead,
Yeah.
the Rude
Oh.
Boy, Hollywood Chuck Hogan.
I was just gonna bring him
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
Yep.
Chuck Hogan.
So and Madman Pondo, those four are in the Hall of Fame, right?
Uh-huh.
At JCW Devil's Night, there's 3 new entries into the Hall of Fame, and I'm breaking this news right here on the show.
Oh, word.
Oh
Those
shit.
entries in the Hall of Fame are Too Tough Tony. He's going in.
Oh,
Mickey Knuckles, also
nice.
known as Isabella Smothers, and of course Tracy Smothers,
Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Yes.
going into the Hall of Fame. That's right.
Yeah.
that's dope, man.
And,
Fuck yeah.
have the plaques for him. Have some of Tracy's family come out. You know what I mean?
Love it. I love it, man.
You know, yeah.
Real quick, Caleb, you didn't say who's like your favorite wrestler growing up. I really want to know, just because your style of wrestling and stuff.
So as a young kid, man, I've always been imagine this. I've always been drawn to the guys with the face paint. So man, the Road Warriors and Sting. I was an NWA guy.
Okay.
So I was a huge Sting fan,
All right.
and I hated Ric Flair. And then I got a little bit older, and I realized
All right.
I love Ric Flair because he made me hate him so bad. And then
Yeah.
I
it's
did
always
the
it's
same
always,
shit.
it's always been Ric Flair since then.
Really, that's what's up, man. And
I
of
did
course,
the same
man.
shit.
Yeah, fuck yeah, huh? No, I mean, and I gotta say this because I really love this wrestler. Even though Manny gave him a -1 at one time on the show, we asked him about him. But let's say rest in peace to fucking Psycho Sid Vicious, man.
Yeah,
That
man.
motherfucker was the
Facts.
shit.
Diddy, Diddy, man. R.I.P. brother.
R.I.P. to Sid. Yes,
Yeah, that
definitely.
dude was the shit, man. That
Definitely.
dude was the shit.
Yeah, Sid was a lot better than Tess. When you was trying to stick up for Tess, bro.
Bro,
I was
Tess-
just like,
I'm
what
not
the
gonna get it.
fuck?
Love and
Hold on,
respect.
Not right now, Manny.
Yeah, not right now. We're not trying to argue about that. That'll be next time. You know what I'm saying? But I do I want to say, like all of us, before we go, like let's have a little wrestling talk. Because me personally, I even got into it with Shaggy about who's the best gimmick ever in wrestling. right? And I just want to see what you guys think. Because mine, I think Ultimate Warrior. He's not my favorite wrestler, but Ultimate Warrior is just the ultimate gimmick. You know what I'm saying? I just love that motherfucker. But I don't know who you guys got.
He's up there for me too, man.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know about number one, but he's definitely up there.
Who do you got? Hogan?
Well, Hogan was unbelievably good at being Hogan. His fucking promos were unbelievable.
Right.
Seriously, man. I mean, we got spoiled by how good his fucking promos were.
That's
Every
true, bro.
fucking promo was so good and so exciting, you know what I mean? And just glistening arms and shit. I mean, that shit was unreal, man.
Right.
Coming up on that, it's hard to follow that. Like he was, as a kid, Hogan just was the reason the arena was sold out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But man, one of my favorites for a minute was the Boogeyman, actually.
Oh, damn, really?
Yeah, because I thought he's a phenomenal performer. Like when he's doing that, like we use him, you know, he's got a big JCW, you know,
Man.
and seeing him up close, he's working hard when he's doing that shit, man.
Right,
He's moving
definitely.
his whole body around and shit, like really fucking hard when he's doing that Boogeyman shit. And I really got to appreciate him, seeing him up close. I'm like, man, he's really working that gimmick, man. You know, eating worms and shit. You know,
Yeah.
It's crazy because just last night I was talking to my nephew, and he was like talking about wrestlers, and he's like, I really wasn't a fan of the Boogeyman, and I was like, yo, I remember one time Jay said this story, I forgot where or what, on how he uses every fucking muscle from the tip to his toes all the way up to do that whole shit. And after that, I watched him and I was like, yo, I'm looking at this dude in a whole different way now.
Yeah, he works
Crazy that you
hard.
said that.
He works hard, and he's really fit too. He's very fucking fit.
Yeah.
You know, for an
I
old
did a
like
show
80.
with the Boogeyman a couple years ago. It was like 4 people in the crowd. He still went out there and did all of that shit. Ate the worms,
Damn, what a
did
fucking
everything, all the Boogeyman stuff in front of 4 people.
What a fucking
that's
champ.
great.
Yeah.
That's great, man. That's great.
No,
He could have
seriously.
just said, "Fuck it, I ain't eating worms tonight." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no shit.
Yeah.
He did it though.
That's the shit. Yeah, I think that all that type of thing is what I recognized in him. Us using him, and he grew up my chart really quick, you know. But of course I think probably one of my favorite gimmicks is Kamala.
Come on, fuck yeah.
I was just so captivated as a kid, you know what I mean? And now there's all kinds of, you know, racial things and everything, but man, I was just a dumb kid enjoying myself. You know what I mean? I didn't know anything like I do now, so I could still tap into not looking at how they did him like that. You see what I'm saying? I was just so entertained by him, the man. You know what I mean?
Right.
The
Right.
character he was doing, I loved it, you know. But I think maybe my favorite might be Killer Khan. Killer Khan.
Nice.
He would scream.
Yeah.
He did a high-pitched scream and it scared the shit out of you, man. I mean, it's scary to see that big fucking 6'9" ninja screaming like a girl when he's kicking your ass. You know what I mean? It's terrifying.
Manny, who do you think though, man? Honestly, I never really asked you that, bro.
Well, like I says, I mean, of course, it's a tie for me. I love Hogan. Always loved him since I was a kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I says, me and Jay, we come from the same era. You know what I'm saying? Me, Jay, and Joey. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as gimmick wise, I gotta give it to Flair, man.
All right.
Flair lived that gimmick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then I also like P.S. Michael Hayes.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? P.S. Michael Hayes was a man pajama. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't get a lot of props like he should have. But I do. Those are like my 3. You know what I'm saying? Caleb, what about you, Caleb?
Yeah, bro.
Man, basically anybody that Gary Hart managed. Gary Hart himself was a crazy gimmick, but then the Great Buddha, Abdul the Butcher,
All right.
Bruiser Brody, all those guys. Like
Damn, those are
I
some
got to
names.
meet I got to meet Muda when I was like 3 years old, and he was like my,
Oh,
I was 3 years old. I just loved everything he did, and then I got to see him at a show, and as soon as I got like 10 feet, like within arm's length of him, I just started out crying. I was so scared of him.
Oh
That's
yeah.
just like a little, as like a toddler, basically.
right.
Oh yeah.
Damn, that's the shit, man. Why?
Buddha's one of my favorites too, without a doubt, man.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, that's a
fucking.
good one.
You know what though? We can't leave out the British Bulldog. The British Bulldog is super fucking fresh.
You know who's a great gimmick was Evil Dead. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Dead, but
Of course.
what I've been
Of
doing
course,
lately,
man.
watching old JCW. We've done so many shows, you guys. I don't have any memory.
Right.
Even what they're called, I'm like, oh, that's a dope name. You know what I mean? Like one show was called Pony Down something, and I was just like, that used to be a gang in Detroit. We just called our show Pony Down. And it's like, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I don't even
Yeah.
have any memory of this. We had another show called Fuck the Police. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But Dad was in a match, right? And he's handcuffed to the top rope, and I'm watching this like I have no idea who's gonna come out next. We had Bobby Lashley, we had
damn.
Matt Hardy on the show. These guys are coming out one after another. I'm just like, oh, I'm popping for these guys, right? He had handcuffed to the top rope. He starts chewing on his hand, and he chews his hand off his hands.
Oh, shit.
I don't even
That
remember
is
putting that
shit.
together, man.
Holy shit.
Tom pulls his arm off. Now he's got his arm tucked in his sleeve. You know what I mean? And he's punching with the thumb.
That is badass.
That was so funny, man.
Dude, that's really good shit. Straight up, man. Holy fuck.
Oh,
Just
shit.
watching these old JCW shows, I have no fucking memory of them. And I
Yeah.
don't know who's going to come out next. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
like, shit, I don't even remember booking this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any memory of using Bobby Lashley. None.
He was there.
Ronnie Garvin coming out. I remember using Ronnie Garvin in the Legend show we did, but I don't ever remember using him in a regular fucking show.
Right.
Garvin, what the fuck is he doing here? It's just fun to watch that shit because we did so many over the years that we just don't remember.
Yo,
Yeah.
my thing with JCW was like every time I seen the name, I'm like, how are they gonna fuck with this guy? And I remember this one, his name was Izzy High.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he
Yeah.
came out, Shaggy's like, is he gay? And I was like, damn, that's so fucked up. You know what I mean?
Abdul the Butcher's one of my favorites too, man.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
It's a good gimmick.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, well, fuck it, man. I know we're running out of time and shit. And I want to
Hold on. We gotta ask the Backseat Boys.
I'm gonna ask them
Backseat
something.
Boys.
we
Greatest
gotta
gimmick.
ask them who's their favorite.
You take this
All
one
right.
first.
I'm actually a huge Mr. Perfect fan. I like his gimmick.
Oh, man.
Yes.
I'm a
God
huge
damn
Mr.
it.
Perfect fan.
feel like
I
bitch for
think-
not saying that.
I think The Undertaker, whether
yeah.
Dead Man or Biker, I think both gimmicks are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally. And then I guess if we're going with 3, I'm gonna have to go with The Rock. I
Mm.
think
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
any type of, whether it's Hollywood, the Great One, I think again that character, just the way he's evolved,
Yeah.
yeah, those are my 3.
Now the final boss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
Yeah.
that,
Man, that final
I
boss.
was like,
shit.
oh my God. My first thought was, did
So-
he come up with that or was that written for him? Because that is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's final
He's
boss,
become
like the
really-
final thing on a video game.
yeah.
Like I saw him come out to that at WrestleMania and I just popped, man. I was just like, holy shit, he's reinvented himself again. You
The
know what I mean?
motherfucker,
I've always
Yeah.
just found it crazy how, like, whether it's like music, lyrics, or just nicknames, or what, it's like, it's so simple. It's like anyone just could have came up with that, like the final boss, or just, you know what I'm saying?
He took something and he made it his own.
Yeah, like-
it was fresh.
It's this big. It's this big, but
Yeah.
it's this big. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he said two of mine, Undertaker and Rock. I love Biker Taker. I love Hollywood Rock, but I think if we're gonna go 80s, a lot of people are Hogan fans. I'm a Macho Man fan. I love his voice.
Man.
I love his animations and the way he would be like, "Oh yeah, let me tell you, Hulk Hogan, yeah," and he would wind his voice up.
Right.
And I love me some RVD and Sabu. I think
yeah,
think the two of them with what they could do in the ring, and then Sabu with his gimmick and RVD with his gimmick, which again, that's just Rob. Anyone who's met Rob knows that's Rob through and through. But the two of them with what they could do.
Rob's gimmick is being Rob.
Yes, exactly,
man, bro. Well, look. Like, holy fuck, man.
There's literally no change to his gimmick.
Right. Right.
First time I ever saw Sabu wrestle, it changed everything for me.
Oh yeah.
Because
this dude was a child.
He was doing it in a way where it looked like art versus just smashing a bottle on your head. And the way that he made it look so beautiful, so artistic, but like at the same time brutal. I was like, who is this dude and how the hell is he doing this? This is amazing. And from day one, I was like a Sabu mark, like all the way.
Yeah.
Like no joke.
No, we'll give them your top 3 though.
You know what's
now
crazy,
we're talking
man?
favorite wrestlers. We're not talking gimmicks either. I was just saying gimmick. I love the Ultimate Warrior.
Well, I do want to say one name that for some reason every time somebody asks me like who's one of your like wrestlers, whatever, I don't know what it is, man, but I am a big fan of Scott Norton.
Yeah.
I just love the way he fucking wrestles. The shoulder breaker, the way he attacked. I remember he hit
Norman Smiley.
Yeah, Norman Smiley with that shoulder breaker. And Norman Smiley was flopping around the ring like a fish, screaming and shit. I was like, God damn, that's the best shit I've ever seen. But I don't know what it is, man.
I want to get thrown in a jail cell and turn around and see Scott Norton standing there. Take him off.
Oh, shit.
But I'm a massive Scott Norton fan. I've always I don't know if day one, but I've always been down with him. Same thing with Steiner, man. I love Scott Steiner.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? But best gimmick, man, that's a hard one. I kind of want to roll with Ash on the Warrior just because it matches comic books. It's toyetic. It just works with everything. You know, it's pop culture iconic. It's everything in one. You know, the
Even
whole
the name is great.
Yeah.
Me and my brother used to use that name all the time as like inspiration when working out or whatever, you know, like moments of bravery. Because think of those words, Ultimate Warrior. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, if you forget about Jim Hellwig for a minute and think about that term, the Ultimate Warrior. That's a pretty fresh, motivational fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, definitely, man. But you know what? Just real quick, like my top favorite wrestlers always has been Bret Hart, number 1. I don't know, between Chris Jericho and RVD, I love both of them. Like, but them 3, bro, like I just think them 3 are just fucking the shit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But fuck yeah. I want to tell the Backseat Boys though, man. I really want to see you guys against the Young Bucks.
That would be phenomenal.
We love
I could like right when I seen you guys, I've seen it already. I was like, holy fuck, that match would fucking kick ass right off the bat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We would
super fresh.
Any brother tag team.
I believe it, Jay.
I mean, it was the Young Bucks. I mean, the Briscoe brothers, those were huge, you know, on us, you know what I mean?
The Hardys, obviously.
The Hardys, of course, you know what I'm saying?
Hell no, watch this. They're gonna go against the Lucha Bros.
The Lucha, I mean,
love those guys.
The Lucha Bros.
Ray Phoenix. I mean, that list goes. I mean,
we want it. We want it all. We want whether it's a brother tag team or a tag team that is just, you know, the best of friends.
Yeah.
You know, like the Motor City Machine Guns. You know, we got all the respect in the world for true tag team wrestling. It just so happens that the best tag teams happen to be brothers. So, you know, we're
it's true. Well, that's what we talked about earlier, though, man.
Yes.
Extra coercion or whatever that word is.
Cohesion.
You know what I mean? You tell
that'd
what
be
each other.
dope if you like if you challenge like the oldest tag team still going and just start moving up in age until you hit like the top of now. That'd be dope as hell.
Like, at the end of the day, like all we got is each other.
Right.
It's always been like that. It's gonna be like that forever.
Right.
And Heck yeah, man, and of course, Caleb, man. I know there's a lot of matches out there for you too, brother. As a singles, holy shit, you know what I mean?
And I'm down for them all, every single one of them. Put me up against them.
We got
Oh,
something
yeah.
for you coming up, brother.
Yeah, like there's so
Yeah.
much names I could fucking throw at you.
Surprise
Forget
you with
about it.
something. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Put him up against LA Park.
Yeah, bro. Seriously.
Hell yeah.
Bro.
Put him up against LA Park.
I'll do that little dance.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. You got to go against Sally Park. That would be the shit.
Steel chair, bro.
Holy shit, man. But man,
So why is he
anything
pinning
else?
me against Mexicans all the time? What the hell? How's he doing?
Oh man.
But before we go, guys, because I know we're running out of time. Sorry about that. I know we're running out of time. As the commissioner touched base on, man, Violent J, he was talking about the Train of Terror tour that they're coming on. Not only are they going to have concerts, but am I to be the understanding, sir, that there is going to be a JCW event every night?
That's right, on the whole tour. And for those of you that can't be there, worry not, because you can watch it free on live stream in its entirety.
That's
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Yo.
man. And Manny's gonna be doing commentating.
Yes.
Wait, you're gonna be
yes. What
traveling?
happened to commentated? Yes.
You're gonna be
Joe
traveling?
with Joe Gallo. Yes.
Well,
Ah,
Joe,
yeah.
get in there,
Galley's
Manny,
only
because
gonna
I'm
be
following
at-
you.
Joe Galley's only going to be at. Unfortunately, he can't do the whole tour. He can only do Detroit.
Oh,
the
okay.
pay-per-view. But we'll have somebody else out there with you.
Okay.
Ooh,
Definitely.
damn.
I'm
Definitely.
following you, Manny. You let me know how you get in there.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a great tour, great wrestling, great music. So I mean, definitely, guys, you got to get your tickets. They're posting the dates already, where they're gonna be located, how that tour is gonna be going.
Mhm.
If it's gonna be in your city, you can't make the whole tour, make that city, man, because it's
Yep.
gonna be well worth it. And then, of course, as he said, pay-per-view, Devil's Night in Detroit at the Masonic Temple. Man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be off the fucking hook. JCW is setting the world on fire right now, guys.
It
And
really is.
we're all blessed to be a part of it. Thank you guys for making time for us and gracing us with your presence on here tonight, man. Me and my boys appreciate it every single time
100%.
you're on. But thank you, man. You guys mean a lot to us. And JCW, of course, means the world to us. Go ahead, Ash.
Right now it's only 2 episodes out, man. Go check those out. I want
Yes.
to say, Caleb and the boys, man, thank you guys so much, man. Matter of respect. Absolutely would love to have you guys come back, man. Absolutely.
Definitely.
You know what? This is going to be our pit stop right here.
Nice.
Hell
Kinda
yeah.
awesome.
Hell yeah. Right on. Appreciate
I
Appreciate
gotta ask because I want some fucking some merch. Where can we get some of the merch from you guys? Caleb, if you'll go first.
Man, I've got a Pro Wrestling Tees store at Pro Wrestling Tees. You can also see some of my stuff at highspots.com where I work.
Okay, I'll put that shit in the description for you, man, so people could get your shit myself too. You know what I mean? What about the Backseat Boys? What you
Same
got?
here. If you guys want a fresh Backseat Boys t-shirt, I mean, the one I'm wearing right now, you can get on Pro Wrestling Tees as well, and we got other fresh designs there as well.
And we also have some brand new merchandise that has yet to be released, set to drop on a Psychopathic Vault very soon. So stay tuned.
Yep, on the
Oh,
tour,
shit.
we have all kind of merch on the tour. You know, we got the pillow buddies.
Fuck
of the
yeah.
whole
Oh,
roster.
shit!
Yeah.
What
We got
the
the pillow
fuck?
buddies of the whole roster coming. They're being made.
The whole
That's
roster?
fucking
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Everybody.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm
so
going to have to
fucking
copy
And
a
the
bunch.
Yo.
little ones. They're big. We're killing it, you guys. That's why I told
no,
these
definitely,
motherfuckers,
James.
you don't want us to be out here competing with y'all. 'Cause
What
we're
other
gonna
promotion
bring
is
it.
out? Come on.
We've been doing this,
Fuck
man.
with us.
Look, we got the pillow buddies like this. the
I'm gonna
ones
get
that-
those
then we got
motherfuckers.
the small versions too, like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? You can get the
Yeah,
ones like
fuck yeah.
or the ones like that. Yeah.
Fuck
That shit-
Make like limited exclusive Manny one.
Hey.
Oh, yo, for real, bro.
The Manny one is life size.
There you go.
They have
You
all
walk out
that.
that bitch.
That's what the fuck is up, man. Yo, JCW future is looking fucking bright, bro. I love
Hey,
it.
let's
I'm loving
go.
it for real. I can't wait for
Let's
it.
get in the house,
don't-
man.
Don't get off yet,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Because we need a picture real quick before we get off. But give a thumbs up if you know what's up, and give a thumbs down if you're down. Peace.
Peace.
Talk hit is a shit.